How y'all doing?
Why do I look like I'm trapped in a surreal purgatory?
We've got each other. We've got each other, everybody. Ugh. Or not.
Anyway, hi everyone. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing a giveaway where I give away 5,000 Teslas to 5,000 people. Make sure to comment down below to get your chance to enter the giveaway. This is my Mr. Beast impersonation. How do you like it? Is it good? I sound exactly like him, don't I? Like voice and all. I even look like him. Like I look exactly like him. He has brown hair. He has a face. He has a nose. He has eyes. Oh my god. I'm watching my aunt's cats right now and the girls are fighting. I just heard them going like, rah! I don't know if you heard that. God, Jesus Christ. Anyway, hello. I feel like I can never say hello normally when I start filming a video. So this is what we're gonna go with. These are the vibes. You can probably tell by the title what we're doing today. Today we're gonna be doing a book haul. Whoa! Get your U-Hauls and fill them all up with books. Go to the library, steal a bunch of books, don't even check them out. Bring your U-Haul into the library, no matter like what that means, like whether you have to burst through some glass doors and break everything and then just drive in to the library so you can go from aisle to aisle and select however many books. You don't even have to select any books, you could just like go at random. You can go at random, and it's kind of like a gamble with what books you're gonna get, and then you just stuff the U-Haul full with books, and then you bring them home, and now you're like, oh my god, I have no room for these books, what am I gonna do? I guess I'm just gonna have to keep the U-Haul here at my house, but you could take inspiration from what you did at the library and take your U-Haul and just like craft through your house and have the U-Haul just like be stuck a little bit outside your house and then like in your house too, so it's like a built-in bookshelf kind of thing. When people come over and they ask, what happened here? You'd be like, oh, that's a statement piece. I meant to do that. The infrastructure of my house may be crumbling, but at least my house and interior design looks fabulous. Anyway, book haul time. So I bought a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 books over the course of like a month. I normally go to the library to get my books, but you know, it was just the holiday season. I got money, I got some gift cards. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy a bunch of books. Let's go for it. And something that I've been trying to do when it comes to book buying is buying books just purely based off of how I feel of the description and the writing style when I see it in the store. I used to have a Goodreads, and then when I went into a bookstore, I would just like look up each book that I saw that I was interested in and then look up the reviews. I don't have my Goodreads anymore because I just didn't want it to be influencing my reading choices as much, you know, just entering in, looking at what's there. Okay, so shall we get started? As I said, I have a total of 10 books. Oh my god, this is a workout. And I'm just gonna go through each of them. I've never done a book haul before, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so the first book that I got is Fire Season by Lena Crow. Now this cover, first of all, slay.
Bring it to the runway.
It really caught my eye. I was like, okay, what is this about? And then I read the back and I saw that it's about a fire that destroyed a town that people thought was an accident, but then it was actually, I think, fabricated. What I saw about this book that made me want to get it is the fact that it's about a con artist and then 2 other people. It says there's a character who has an uncanny ability to see the future, and then this con artist hired to investigate the cause of the fire. And this situation, it says, ends up being a playground for his manipulation methods. But then there's this other guy who is the manager of a bank in the town, like the only bank in the town, and these 3 people work together to do what they want to do. I'm assuming con people. I could be wrong though. I don't know much about this book. I just know that there's a con artist, a person who has apparently like paranormal abilities, and then this guy who runs a bank. So I'm interested to see what will actually happen. It also says that it imagines the greed and misogyny of the American West to tell a rollicking, bewitching story about finding purpose in the face of injustice. To be honest, there's a big theme with the books that I picked. They either involve crime or con artists or like scammers. I don't know if what I said about this book made sense, but hopefully it did, and that's why I got it. The next book on this list is The Girls by Emma Cline. This is a book about a cult. Right now I'm reading Cultish by Amanda Montell, and I've been listening to the Sounds Like a Cult podcast quite a lot. You know, learning about cults, the psychological things that they do to people in order to get them to like stay or join, or like the causes of people joining cults and the causes of like why cults like even exist, and how people in the power position in the cult keep their power intact. That's very interesting to me. Scary. It's scary, but interesting. When I was reading Cultish, this book was brought up. So the fact that I already bought this book before I even started reading Cultish, I was like, bet. Basically, this, I think, follows a character who is kind of obsessed with this girl, and it's set in the 60s. Yes, there's a group of girls in the park the main character is immediately drawn to, and the main character just thinks that this group of girls is just really beautiful, and she kind of wants to be a part of it, and eventually she gets involved with the group. The main character doesn't think that anything bad is gonna happen, but then she eventually realizes that it is a cult that she has joined, and these three girls have lured her in, and now she's here. Now they are all facing what comes along with that, you know, so real fun, real fresh, real flirty, real exciting stuff to deal with. I love books that talk about psychology, like why people do the things that they do. I love reading books that explore the inner workings of people's minds and the reasons that they have for doing what they do. And yeah, I'm excited to see what things are gonna transpire in this book, and apparently this won the 2017 Shirley Jackson Award, so I'm betting from that, and also the subject matter, not just the Shirley Jackson Award, like this book, it seems dark. I'm betting from this, it's gonna be spooky.
Day, maybe that'll kind of make the pain go away. Trying to forgive you for abandoning me.
The next book I picked up is The Stolen Coast by Dwyer Murphy. I picked it up because it's about this Harvard-educated lawyer. This is reminding me, when I was in middle school, the only college I thought existed was Harvard. But that's just a personal problem I'm gonna have to deal with alone. Anyway, this book deals with one of the main characters who is a Harvard-educated lawyer, but at heart, he's a scammer. He's a con artist. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is giving Jimmy McGill. This is giving Saul Goodman. Basically, people who actually live around him and live in his hometown really know what's going on. His real job is kind of like Saul Goodman's. It is helping fugitives flee. It says from powerful enemies. So it's making me think capitalism. It's making me think government officials. And then Jack, which is the con artist lawyer, Saul Goodman's name, comes back into contact with this woman named Elena. And Elena and Jack used to have a relationship. I'm guessing because they both have like con artists roots. But Elena, as soon as I heard her story, I was like, okay, this is giving Kim Wexler. Kimmy and Jimmy. This is giving Kimmy and Jimmy vibes. And that's when I was kind of sold about getting this book. So Elena comes up with a scheme to intercept millions of dollars worth of raw diamonds before they're shipped overseas. And basically, I think this book will follow that mess of an adventure. I really like the premise because, as I said, it's reminding me of Kimmy and Jimmy from Saul Goodman. I'm just imagining what if the show was called Saul Goodman. No, it's called Better Call Saul. I'm imagining Kimmy and I can't speak. I'm imagining Kimmy and Jimmy running this scheme. So I got it. Next, I went to Barnes & Noble. I got All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. Now, when I walked into the Barnes & Noble, I was just going around reading a little bit of books that seemed to interest me, and then I stumbled upon this book, and I read the back of it and saw that it was about a murder case that was never solved. But then this one journalist comes back into town. Her name's Margot. Now that she's there, she is compelled to try and solve the case and investigate it further to actually get answers. But then people in the town, and even I think her uncle, seems to be hiding secrets, if I remember correctly. But yeah, now she's trying to figure out what's happening.
What's happening?
Who am I? When I was in the store, I was just reading the first 6 pages. You know how you read like I was like, okay, why is this kind of giving notes on an execution? And that's the reason why I got it. And then the writing style also seemed really up my alley too. And it kind of seems like a book that will merge two worlds that I really like together. So I have this one world that I really like to be in when I'm reading, and that's like the gossipy world, like so much gossip and drama is going on. And then on the other hand, there is crime. So I'm excited to see these two worlds collide when two worlds collide.
When worlds collide.
Yeah. Next, I got this book that is about this man who no one has ever heard of. Very underground, very indie, very new to the scene, very new to the literature scene. You know, he's a hidden gem. No one really knows about him. Very alternative. This book is about Shakespeare. Okay. So I got Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. You know, this little book that no one in the booktube community is talking about, that I didn't hear about when I took a Shakespeare class at all. I have never seen this cover before. I've always seen the blue cover, you know, the one I'm talking about right here with the H on it. Anyway, so the reason why I got this book is because I've heard nothing but good things about it. But then also number two, when I took a Shakespeare class, my Shakespeare professor talked about this book and he was like, it is beautiful, it is so good. And then he also said that when he finished reading the book, he curled up into a little ball and cried. So I'm excited to do that. Yeah, so this book, if you don't already know, is Maggie O'Farrell's, I like to call it like historical fiction book. I just invented that genre. I came up with that off the top of my head. You take history and then you fictionalize it.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what historical fiction is, and I came up with that, and you should remember that. I came up with that, and if anyone says otherwise, then they're wrong. And anyway, as I was saying before I went on that tangent about me inventing historical fiction, this book is about Shakespeare's son named Hamnet, and I think how the play Hamlet was somehow based off of Hamnet's life and was actually about him. I've heard this book be described as like Shakespeare being an absent father, but I'm not sure if that's the case. I was watching a Sally Thames video. I'm not sure how to say her name. She was saying that it's not really like that. It's not really that kind of thing. I'm excited about it. So you know it's gonna be fun when on the jacket it says England 1580, the Black Death creeps across the land. You know it's gonna be fun when there is a global health crisis going on. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know going into this book, and that's pretty much all I want to know going into this book. Why is Maggie O'Farrell kind of slaying? She said she's gonna walk into that closet. She said, okay, I'm gonna pick out a shirt with some nice flowers on it and then a nice little necklace, and then I'm gonna slay so hard that people won't know what to do with themselves when they flip to the back of this book.
Category is stars, statements, and legends.
The next book I have is a man called Ove. Ave? I don't know. How is it pronounced? I need to Google this. Uwe? Okay. This is about apparently a character who is autistic coded. He is very big about his routines. He likes to be left alone. He doesn't take anything from anybody. The first scene that I read was him talking about computers with someone at the store, and they get into an argument about it. Apparently Uwe is the grumpiest man you will ever meet, according to the back of this book. But then apparently his life kind of gets turned on his head when new neighbors move in next to him. No, actually he has new neighbors that are like 5 miles away. The new neighbors run over Uwe's mailbox, and then he's like, excuse you. And then interactions begin from there and chaos kind of ensues. I heard that this is really emotional, and I'm excited to see what adventures we go on and to see what drama unfolds. And I'm excited to possibly cry. I'm excited to possibly laugh. Yeah! Then I picked up The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. So I've seen this book in every single bookstore that I've been to. It's been there. But I also kind of knew what it was about. It's about this online obituary writer and then a mother with a dark secret. Ooh. and then a woman waging a solo campaign against rodents. She better not kill Remy from Ratatouille, if so, we're gonna have a problem. But apparently this book is about the foster care system and these 3 teenage boys who have aged out of the foster care system. And I think this book may follow these 3 women as they invite these 3 boys into their life. I'm excited to see their life go from a sad situation to possibly like a really good situation. It says that they're all searching for meaning in their lives. I love a book where people are trying to find their purpose in life and trying to figure out what they want to do and who they are. That's kind of all I need to know about it, other than the fact that when I read the first couple of pages in the store, I was kind of giggling. I was kind of laughing a little bit. I just thought the usage of emojis was really funny. If you look here, then I came home and I saw that I had an order in the mail because I had a bookshop gift card. And I have been wanting to get more into poetry since graduating college. I'm still reading Devotions by Mary Oliver. That's gonna take me a while to get through. So I've been looking for other books that I could read after that one that feature poetry and more like experimental prose. Because, you know, I want to challenge myself after graduating college still. I don't want my brain to turn to mush. Like, that's something that I'm really scared of. I'm scared of my planning for deadlines strategy of going away when like that's not gonna happen. Like, I always have that in me. I'm scared of like not being able to write anymore, even though like obviously I could still write after college and like I'm going to continue doing so. I'm actually planning on starting a Substack form that's like always linked below my videos. So if you want to check that out, go see if I posted anything. This is also me holding myself accountable. The book that I got is Jane, a Murder by Maggie Nelson. Now I got this book because I was watching a Sean McComb video. He was talking about this and it sounded interesting because I've never heard of a poetry collection that was about a murder mystery. Here I go with like getting books about darker things again. We have some lighter ones in here, I think. You don't know what else I got in store. You'll see, find out. Go crazy. Continue on with this video to find out what else I got. Smash that subscribe button. What was I saying? This is about someone's aunt who was murdered, and this case I think was never exactly solved. It says, though officially unsolved, Jane's murder was apparently the 3rd in a series of 7 at the University of Michigan in the 60s. It is full of poetry, dream accounts, and some of Jane's own diary entries, which is interesting. Again, it kind of reminds me of Notes on Execution, like giving women a voice. I'm looking forward to seeing the thoughts of someone who was a relative of Jane's as they are going through this grieving process and these feelings of anger for something that was never able to give the proper justice to someone. Then I went to the used bookstore again a little while later, and I want to start reading more classics that I personally have picked out that sound interesting to me, and also to just challenge myself a little bit. I have a few ideas. I've checked out a few things from the library. I want to read A Handmaid's Tale. I want to read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I have ideas. I have some things going on in this brain. I have some thoughts, but I went to the bookstore and I kind of wanted to pick up a Jane Austen book. I've heard of the book Emma by Jane Austen, you know, another classic, a certified classic, if you will, and how the climax of that book takes place at a picnic, apparently. That sounds interesting to me. I want to know what's going on in that environment. I picked up Pride and Prejudice. Have you ever heard of it? Very, very rare find. Jane Austen, I think she's gonna go places. Her work is gonna touch the lives of millions, I think. I know this book is a love story. Other than that, I don't really know what this book is exactly about. It says that Pride and Prejudice opens with one of the most famous first lines in English literature. Sorry, the British in me just came out. A British invasion, what? British invasion, a British invasion of me. Anyway, this book, it's set in a neighborhood of the Bennet sisters who have 4 eligible bachelors of varying means that are just like around them. They didn't have Tinder, they didn't have Bumble at that time, so the resulting embarrassments, confusions, tempests, and romances have enchanted readers since 1813. So this book synopsis isn't really giving all that much, but you know, there are 3 sisters, there are 3 eligible bachelors, and then I'm assuming drama ensues. But then what inspired me to get this book is the fact that I saw Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Talking to my sibling, I was like, should I get this book and then should I get the actual Pride and Prejudice and then read this one first and read this one second and compare and contrast kind of thing? Like, I want to see what's going on. The first line of it I think is iconic and I want to share it with you. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a zombie in possession of brains must be in want of more brains. Another thing that drew me into it was the illustrations that I saw. This illustration that I thought was cool. It says that this is an expanded edition of Pride and Prejudice. It says, what ensues is a delightful comedy of manners with plenty of civilized sparings between the 2 young lovers, and even more violent sparring on the blood-soaked battlefield. Can Elizabeth vanquish the spawn of Satan? Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies transforms a masterpiece of world literature into something you'd actually want to read. But like, I wanted to read this too. Anyway, stop dragging Jane Austen. Like, give the girl a break. For heaven's sake, she's dead. I just thought it would be fun to compare and contrast the 2 of these. And yeah, those are, oh god, the 10 books that I picked up. Comment down below what book from this you would like to read. Comment down below if you have fingers. Comment down below if you have a big toe. If you don't have a big toe, then hopefully you still have your fingers and you can comment down below for that reason. I'm trying to cultivate a inclusive environment on this channel. So don't be ashamed if you don't have a big toe. That's my haul, jazz hands, woohoo! Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about any of these books, if you've read any of them. Thank you for watching me sit here in front of a plant and a mysterious wall. I'll see you next time. Peace out, nerds. Oh, wow.